With me today is Jenna Fessler, recent graduate of TMU and finalist for the 2019 Honda Inspiration Award. The Honda Inspiration Award is given to a deserving female student athlete in Division 1, 2, or 3 who has experienced extraordinary physical or emotional adversity, injury or illness, or experienced extraordinary personal sacrifice during her college enrollment as a student athlete and yet still returns to athletic success. Why don't we just start with you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I was a sports and entertainment marketing major at Thomas More, just recently graduated in the spring. Played volleyball 4 years here. Because of my illness, I missed a year, so actually it took me 5 years, but I got to play my 4 years here and really enjoyed my time at Thomas More, especially being a part of the volleyball team. It was a really good experience, so it was a good 5 years.
That's awesome. And so you said you just recently graduated, and what are your plans now that school's over?
So now that I have graduated, I actually accepted the varsity assistant coaching job at Seton High School to be their volleyball coach, and I am planning on going back to graduate school to get my degree in sports administration. Just want to work in sports in one way or another, so figured go back to school and just get more education.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were diagnosed and survived a significant illness. Could you tell us just a little bit about the illness and what you went through?
So in 2016, at the end of the summer, I got back from a family vacation to Destin, Florida, and just got really sick, started to get really bad headaches, lower back pain, nausea, just started feeling really bad. Eventually, through a long process of doctor's visits, talking to our trainers at Thomas More, going to the hospital. Eventually, for a stay at one point, I was in the hospital for 4 days. About a month after I started feeling bad, they diagnosed me with West Nile virus. The West Nile virus was causing meningitis and encephalitis, which causes swelling of the brain. So after we got the diagnosis, it ended up coming back, and it ended up coming back in a much more severe way. So when it came back, I was actually in a coma for 6 days, and then that turned into a little bit longer of a stay in the hospital. So the meningitis was causing so much swelling and pressure on my brain that it put me into a coma.
Wow, that's awesome. That's traumatic, but that's amazing that you survived all of that.
Yeah.
Has anyone stood out to you through this process that has helped and inspired you, like during this hardship that you went through?
There are definitely a lot of people that have inspired me, but also just kind of like been my strength when things were really hard. The first person that really stands out to me is my mom. Mm-hmm. She never left my side in the hospital. She fought for me. She was my advocate when I couldn't fight for myself, and she, from the minute I started feeling bad to the minute that I stepped back out onto the volleyball court, was my biggest support system. When we went, so the year I came back and was able to play the 2017 season, after we won the conference tournament that year, my mom just completely broke down and was a total emotional wreck because she was just like so overly emotional from all the things that I had been through and all the things that she had helped me get through. So ever since I was little, my mom has always been probably my biggest inspiration. And then also my coach. So throughout the entire situation, Coach Spinney always looked at me as a person and not just his player. So he visited me in the hospital. He did everything he could to make the situation better for me. He knew how hard it was for me to not be able to play, so he kind of just tried to make the situation a little better. He let me come to practice. When I started feeling better, I was able to travel with the team. I would go into his office and just talk to him about volleyball, or he'd send me film to watch, just anything to kind of help the time pass without volleyball in my life. He just kind of helped me through the whole situation and saw me as more of a person and not just a volleyball player who he wanted to get back out onto the court.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's a good guy. So like you said, Coach Spinney has helped you a lot, but has the team here, has being on a team here helped you have the courage to fight through this illness as well?
Definitely. Being a part of the team was huge. When I was sick and wasn't able to actually come to practice, I was just kind of stuck at home. It was driving me nuts because you'd see like, all of my teammates would post pictures and videos on road trips and stuff like that, and I wanted so badly to just be there. So I think seeing all that and just kind of missing out on a lot of stuff kind of pushed me a little bit harder to get back, because you spend so much time with your teammates. They become your best friends. They become your family. So I think having that team there gave me something to kind of fight for, and they definitely were so supportive of me when I came back. They didn't treat me as somebody who was hurt or somebody who wasn't part of the team. I felt like I was a part of the team, and it was just really good to have that support system.
That's awesome. What did it feel like to be able to play again after being away from the game for almost a whole year? So
playing again was amazing. I didn't know, the doctors didn't know if I was ever going to be able to play again when I was sick. So just being able to play just in general was awesome. When I first came back, the first couple games of my 2017 season, the first season back, were kind of rough. Just trying to like regain my footing. It had been a really long time since I played, so it was hard to come back at first, but throughout that season, I think I finally worked my way back to being full shape by the end of that year. And then my senior season was the best season we had ever had at Thomas More in a really long time, and the best season that I got to experience. So thinking about how that might not have ever happened was crazy, but I'm really lucky to have had such a great senior season.
That's amazing. So being a finalist for this award, what does that mean to you?
So I was kind of surprised when Spinny told me about the award, because I knew I'd been through a lot. I'd been through a really traumatic experience, but I guess I never really thought of myself as an inspiration. You know, I thought, like, I went through this, I overcame it, and I came back to play, but, you know, people are dealing with a lot harder things than I have gone through, and it was just kind of shocking to me, but very humbling, and it's really awesome that I could even be a finalist for this award. The other three women that are nominated for this award have incredible stories as well, and they're inspiring to me also. So just even being considered in the group of those other three women is really incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. I read their stories, and their stories are also very inspiring as well.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for being here with us today, and it was great to get to know you.
Thank you.